Okay.
I'll go through it with you here. So that when you get back down to Venezuela, you can buy yourself a Stearman.
You say we go through these marks?
Yes, go through the markers and then we'll do a 180-degree turn. There we go. And if we're back here, nice job. We'll go all add a little bit of power. If you tap on that brake there, it'll come right around just like this. We can out-turn an Airbus. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and go through our pre-takeoff checklist here real quick. We use the word cigar. C is for controls, so you can give me, please, a control check. Just make sure it's all doing what it's supposed to do. Ailerons look good. Elevator, rudder, look okay? Feel okay?
Yeah.
All right. Next letter is I. Instruments, just set your altimeter at 0. Mine's on 0. Your airspeed 0.
Yeah.
Turn and bank indicator, it's off to the left. That'll work once we get underway.
Okay.
Your vertical speed indicator, upper right, useless. Who cares? Look outside. It's better. Your tachometer, we haven't talked about that. A little bit strange. Is right now it's at about, what, 750 RPM, maybe a little bit less than that. The needle's going to go to the 0. The little window will say 1,000 RPM. So it's a little bit like maybe like a turbine RPM. So it's going to go around almost twice. So full power is maybe a little bit north of 1900. And we climb out at 1850 and we cruise at 1750. And then you have your oil pressure and your oil temperature bottom right, and that's in the green. We're looking good there. G is gasoline. Right above your head is a little glass tube.
Okay.
Yep, the little bobber. If I move the plane around, it's gravity feed, so you can kind of see it moving around, and so that means it's not stuck. 2 hours and 30 minutes of fuel on board at this point. Plenty for today. The inside on the left is your mixture control. That's all the way forward. And then right ahead of that is your fuel valve. It's either on or off.
Okay. Yep.
A is accessories. Your elevator trim tab is underneath the throttle on the left-hand side. I'm pretty big back here. Maybe a little bit of nose down trim, but if you need to retrim, that's fine. And right by your right elbow, this is your carburetor heat controls here that we don't need today. It's too hot. We don't really need that here, nor probably where you live. The last letter we have is R, run up. So we have toe brakes on this airplane, so go ahead and slide your feet to the tops of the pedals. Add a little pressure there. Bring the stick back to your lap with your right hand. I want you to gently bring the power forward to 1,500 RPM, and now we'll do our magneto check.
1,100?
1,500. So basically when the needle points to the number 5. There we go. All right, right now we're on both mags. I'm going to switch from both to left. Nice and smooth, loses about 100, that's fine. Back to both. Our right mag generally loses about half that. Same. Perfect, back to both. And we have a little smoke system out to the right. I think we're almost out of smoke oil, but anyways. All right, you can bring the power on back. So what we can do here is I want you to go ahead and let the airplane go forward, and I want you to line it up with the center line of the runway. The imaginary center line of the runway, so that you know when you add power, it's going to go straight. So let's go ahead and kind of square this airplane up with the runway here. The takeoff procedure is pretty simple. The idea is you never want to look left or look right, because if you look that way, it's going to go that way. So the idea is we want to have it go straight, so we're going to look straight. And when you look straight ahead at the compass, once it's all lined up, you're going to start to see these little runway markers going by. Plus, on the right-hand side over here, we have this fence. This fence parallels our runway. So as long as you are parallel to that off the corner of your eye, you know it's going straight down the runway. Go ahead and add some power and get it lined up with the runway before we depart here. I think we're in a hole or something. There we go. Perfect. So here's the deal. So what's going to happen is as you bring the power up, we're going to leave the stick right about here. That's about neutral. And what will happen is the tail's going to come off the ground first. So the tail's going to fly first. You're going to get a little P factor. The nose is going to want to go to the left a little bit. So just be ready for that. You're going to add a little right rudder. But when the tail comes off the ground, it's telling you, hey, I'm ready to fly. So we just get the airplane off the ground, let it accelerate in ground effect to 75 miles an hour. This airspeed is so much more important than altitude here.
Okay.
And then we're going to pitch, and once we get 75, we climb out at 75. It does not have a climb rate as like a Airbus 330. All right, okay. It's a trainer, just so you know. All right, the airplane's yours. If you're ready, I'm ready. As long as your heels are on the floorboard, just slide your heels on down to the floorboards and on the brakes. There you go. We don't need any brakes for the rest of the flight. Let's go fly. Beautiful. So we now we know we're going straight. And because of the way the wind is, you shouldn't have to use a lot of rudder. Bring the power all the way in, all the way in. There we go. Hold it right here. Looking straight ahead. You're doing great. Here comes the tail off the ground. Nice job with the right rudder. She's ready to go. Bring the nose on up. Great, great job. Now lower the nose. Give me 75 miles an hour out of it. Now bring the power back a little bit for me. There you go. Good. Nice job. Gets off the ground quick. Beautiful day to fly. We're going to be flying in uncontrolled airspace today. No tower ever.
Oh, beautiful.
I know. I'm going to leave the radio off.
Beautiful. I have no idea how to move.
Let's make a left-hand turn. We'll make a left-hand departure. Now you'll notice here, Alejandro, when you make a left-hand turn, you never have to use any rudder. That ball is going to be right in the middle. And keep it going to your left. You'll see, we'll go up here to the north. We'll just make a left downwind departure here. Beautiful. Now, it might seem a little bit strange. Normally, when people fly this for the first time, it's like, wow, I can't see over the nose of this. That's weird. And then I have my feet way out wide and the stick and all. But after about 5 minutes of flying it, they're like, wow, I really like this. Perfect. Now, the mode C veil for Orlando International is off your right wing about a quarter mile. So we're going to stay outside their veil. We do not have a transponder in this airplane for a reason. I don't want anybody to know who I am and what I'm doing, ever.
Too right.
Exactly. You fly this airplane for fun. If you want to go someplace, I'm hopping on the Airbus 330.
It's a nice green area there. Is that where we're going?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Straight ahead.
Okay.
You'll see there's a road. The veil's coming like right next to us. It touches this road right here. So just keep going straight. Once we're beyond that road, we can go up to the north.
Okay.
And we're only going to go at about 1,400 feet. Oh, and by the way, I want to tell you this. I don't care if you go up or down. You don't have to maintain altitude with me.
Okay.
In fact, I expect you to kind of go down ultimately. Great job with the airspeed, man. 75.
He flies on his own. I'm doing nothing.
I know. But still, you're doing a good job. If you look right down here, there's a little grass airstrip. Let's make a right-hand turn. Let's go to the north. There you go. Now, we're plenty high here. We can bring the power back about 1750 or so. Now, here's the thing. We're going to be doing a lot of primary maneuvers because this airplane is a primary aircraft. You can see your section lines right here, east and west. Everything out here is laid out east, west, north, and south. So you can see your compass on the top. You can't, but you really can't see your compass. I haven't used a compass since I got my private pilot's license. Let's make another left-hand turn. Let's head out here to the west. So you can see that the controls are pretty sensitive for this old airplane here. And no left rudder to go left, but you're going to have to use a little bit to go right. Now, Alejandro, right ahead of the windscreen up there, you're going to see those wires that come out of the cockpit that go to the upper wing. Those wires right ahead of you, they're at a 45-degree angle, all right now to the horizon.
Okay.
I'm going to warm you up. Let's do a 360-degree turn to your left. Let's do a 360, 45 degree angle of bank turn. Let's try it. To your left. So if those wires are parallel with the horizon and about, I don't know, 4 inches above the horizon, that's a level turn in the sky. And you'll notice the ball's right in the middle and you don't have to use rudder, so it flies like an Airbus. Good. That's 180. We'll finish up with a 360. Great job. Now keep this in mind. Back in World War II, you would have had to have soloed this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. But think about it. It's pretty simple to fly. All right. Here we are back to 360. Let's try one to your right. Same thing. Put their right wire parallel with the horizon. Give you a little bit more power here. There we go. Cool. Little right rudder. There we go. Good. Now, unfortunately for you, you're sitting right on the center of gravity, so you can't really feel that. I can back here. So, like, I'm 5 feet behind the CG. Great job. All right, we're going to do some fun stuff now. If you look right beside those wires up there, you're going to see those gray struts that go from the cockpit to the upper wing. Those right now, they're at a 60-degree angle, right ahead of you. The ones right here, up in the front, those are 60 degrees right now to the horizon. Let's put those parallel with the horizon, and we'll do a 360 at 60-degree angle of bank. Let's try it. That's 45, a little bit more, 50, 50. Beautiful. There you go. Hold her there. Woohoo! 180 is there. Beautiful. 270 is there. 360 is here. Great job. Let's try one to the right. Oh, there's your wash you flew through. You're showing off now. Nice job. Beautiful. And 360's here. Turns really sharply. Are you having fun yet?
Yeah. Loving it.
Cool. Let's go up a little higher here. Now, Alejandro, I'm going to talk you through the Lazy 8, okay?
Okay.
Because you're a professional pilot. These are fun to do. But again, the idea is to get significant pitch changes so that you can hear the airplane slow down, you can hear the airplane speed up. All right, let's roll in 10-degree angle of bank to your left. 10 degrees, right there. Good. Now bring the nose on up. Up some more. Now freeze the stick right here. Don't move anything. The airplane's going to slow down. Gravity, it didn't work. Let me feel what I do here. Okay. Same thing. When you freeze the stick, you have to freeze it. So 10 degrees to your left like this, and then bring the nose up. Now freeze the stick right here. Don't move it at all. Now you can hear the airplane slowing down. Gravity pulls the nose through the horizon on its own, right on the stall here. Downhill you come. Now listen to the airplane. You hear the airplane speed up. Roll it on out, bring it on up. You're going the other way. So basically it's a 180-degree turn with a little bit of pitch involved. You can hear the airplane slow down. You can hear the airplane speed up. All right, airplane's yours.
Okay.
Right.
Always to the left?
All right, yeah, let's go to one more to your left. So 10 degrees and bring it on up. Good, now just freeze the stick right there. Don't move it at all. Because if the nose doesn't fall, like, see how you're bringing, and there we go. Downhill we come. Listen to it.
Woohoo!
And we'll roll it on out, bring it on up. Cool. Now let's try one to the right. On this one, you have to use a little right rudder over the top. Bring the nose up a little bit more. There you go. We got to remember you're in a Stearman. Right rudder right here. Give it some right rudder. And downhill we come. Good. Again, if you listen to it, you know what she's doing. You like those?
Loving it.
All right, let's do a complete lazy. One to the left, followed by one to the right, no stopping. Bring the nose up some more. All right, now freeze the stick right there. Don't move it at all. Don't move anything. There we go. Nose falls to the horizon. There, let it speed up going downhill. Start rolling it on out, 10 degrees to your right. There's 100 and up. Good. You can do these all day. Add a little right rudder right here over the top. There you go. Perfect. Lazy 8. So what do you think so far? Does this thing fly like you thought it was going to fly? Is it better? Is it worse?
It's actually quite hot in terms of as soon as you touch it, it responds. Very, very responsive.
Right, right.
But loving the, the open cockpit and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you like you're really, really flying. And the views, obviously the views
Yeah,
are
the
phenomenal.
view, it is. It's pretty out here. I like it. You can land anywhere. In fact, I've landed in this field right here, across the house, or street from that farmer, and sold rides out of there when he was having a party. It was great. All right, here we are at about 800-900 feet. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more power. Let's go back up to 1,000 feet. We'll do some slow flight stuff. So the deal was you solo this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. If you couldn't do that, they gave you 2 more hours of training. If you still couldn't solo the airplane, they washed you out. So 22% of those who started in the Army Air Corps and the Navy in World War II didn't make it. And I don't think it was because they couldn't fly it. Some of them just couldn't figure out how to land it, or some of them couldn't do the aerobatics. They would get sick doing aerobatics.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. All right, so on this next thing we'll do is a little bit of slow flight. The idea is to listen to the airplane. Just by sound alone, you'll know what she's doing. This is great. We're plenty high here, Alejandro. Let's bring the power back to 1,300 RPM. $1,300. All right, now, don't look at the instruments anymore, but go ahead and lower the nose, put the airplane into a shallow dive, and tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, bring it back to level flight. Bring the nose up. Now, just listen to it. When it stalls, just hold the stick right where it's at. Bring the nose up some more. Keep bringing that nose up way above the horizon. Come on back, come on back. You hear it?
Yeah.
Get slower. Come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back. There you go. Come on back. Here's your stall right here. There it is right there. Now, if you listen to it, you can hear the airplane's flying again. Look how docile that was. Not too bad. It didn't fall off on a wing. It didn't want to spin. It says, hey, if you won't lower my nose, I'm going to do it for you.
Really good.
It is. And if you want to train 200,000 kids how to fly an airplane in a short period of time, this is the airplane for that. Let's make a 180. We'll go back down to the east here. We'll climb back up a little higher. We'll get past these houses. I want you to do maybe 2 more stalls here, because I think you can really appreciate how well this airplane flies by stalling the airplane. It's nice. All right, we'll leave the power right there. That's fine. We're at about 900 feet. Nice job with the rudder. Go ahead and bring the nose up. We'll do a power on stall. Again, when it stalls, watch what it does. It'll stall at about 45 miles an hour. But don't look at the airspeed indicator. Look outside the plane. If you look out here, look between the wing struts, you'll see the fabric start to flap around.
Oh, yeah.
See it? There's your stall right there.
That's amazing.
So you can actually see the stall happening on the wing.
That's amazing.
You don't get that in the other aircraft. Now, let's do a power off stall. Just start bringing the power on back for me. What's great about this one is right above the stall, you start to smell the exhaust fumes coming into the cockpit. So you start to learn how to fly the airplane by using your sense of smell. Just bring the power all the way back to idle, all the way back. Listen to it. This is beautiful. I love this. All the way back. There we go. Now, start bringing the nose up. Tell me when you smell the exhaust fumes way above the horizon. We'll get it way up. There you go. Way. Keep coming back. You smell it?
Yeah,
and
right here now.
And here's your stall, right? Something there. But you can smell it. So when you learn how to land the airplane, if you start smelling exhaust fumes, it's telling you you're close to stalling. Nice job.
That's
anyway,
a new one. That's a new one. Flying an airplane by smell.
By smell.
That's really good. So you can't fly if you got a cold. You can't go flying.
Exactly. All right, listen. That's the all the stuff I wanted you to do here today. That's your intro flight. Let's make a right-hand turn. This road down below us is our limit of our practice area. Have fun. We have about 8 more minutes before we have to head back towards Fantasy Flight. Okay. This is your opportunity to have some fun. If you want to do some more lazy eights, we can climb back up to 1,000 for that. If you want to do some low flight, we can go down low. If you want to just fly it around, steep turns, whatever you like to do.
Yeah, I like the idea of low flying.
Let's do it. The rules that we have here are a little different than yours, I believe. I don't know for a fact, but our rules are we have to stay 500 feet away from any person or property. Okay. As long as there's no one around, you can go as low as you want.
Okay.
So, like for example, there's a field right here. If you want to go down a couple hundred feet over that, go look for some cows. There's a house right here. We'll stay away from that. Okay. But yeah.
Go in between those two houses.
Exactly.
Then. Okay.
You go. We'll call.
There.
If I had to land, I'd land right there. I kind of want to land. He said it's really nice in there. I know the farmer. And we'll call this a practice approach. You can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires.
Oh, I love that noise.
Now you know what I mean by the fact that you don't really care what the instruments say.
No.
You can look over the side of the airplane and say, you know what, I'm high enough. You can listen to the airplane. You know it's going fast enough by listening to the whistle. You know where the engine wants to run by vibration. There you go. You'll never believe back home that you're flying a Stearman and flying down a couple hundred feet.
No.
And at this point, bring the power back in about 1,700. There we go. Nice. So you fly the Stearman about 65 hours in your primary training course. Alejandro, let's make a little bit of a left-hand turn so we're not flying right over the house up here.
Okay.
And if you look out there, there's cows. And then from this airplane, you would go into the BT-13 basic trainer. You'd fly that airplane for 100 hours, night flight, instrument training, formation work, and that. From there, you go into the Texan, Harvard, and then from there, the P-51.
That was remarkable back in the day.
Yeah, and somebody else is paying for the gas. That's the best part. The P-51 burns 3 gallons of fuel on takeoff, and then once you get it up to where it's going, you bring the power back to an economical 1 gallon a minute in cruise. And so when you do the math, it gets about 6 miles a gallon. You know what this airplane gets a gallon? 6 miles.
6 miles a gallon. 6
miles a gallon. We get the same gas mileage of the P-51, but he's getting out there a lot quicker than we are.
Yeah. These views are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Beautiful trees.
Yep, you know, flying is supposed to be fun. That's why we fly Boeing Stearmans. Bring the power back in just a little more. There you go. Now this airplane that you're flying today, auctioned off in 1946, no longer needed by the Navy, for $310. $310, and that was with a full tank of fuel and oil. When the airplane went out to California, it became a crop duster out there. Was wrecked in 1972. My father bought the airplane. At that point, it had they put a chain around the tail of the airplane and dragged it behind the hangar. And so he went out there and picked up the pieces, put it on a trailer. It took him 20 years to restore it.
20
years. So you got it when I was 6 years old, and I flew it when I was 26. So
you learned to flying one of these then?
Yeah, I'm lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
But let's be honest, it's pretty simple. The hard part really is the landing, because it's really tough on pavement, on asphalt. Grass, where I grew up, I didn't have the opportunity to land on grass. But asphalt is really, really nice. Most of our folks who fly the heavy iron, like Airbus and Boeing equipment, that's what they like to do, is to sit here and fly down low like this and slow and not have to talk to anybody.
Exactly. Or ask for permission, or signal sign, or food, or nothing. Just fly.
Just fly. Nice. If you make a left-hand turn, look at this over here. Next month, or in October, in harvest season, everybody have a big carnival out here, and they have a corn maze. So they planted this corn in a design. So you go in and you got to try and find your way to the other side.
Yeah, well, that's really good. They actually got something written on it.
Yeah.
Years.
I don't know what it is. 50 years.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. Agriculture.
Florida agriculture, 500 years. 500 years, yeah.
500 years. Interesting. In many ways. They plant that in corn, and so in October that'll be pretty high. Well, I hope you are enjoying my toy.
You are a very lucky man, and thank you for sharing it.
Thank
you.
you
Thank you for sharing it.
It's fun to fly, but it's you kind of get bored after a while just flying it by yourself. You kind of want to share it with other people. It's such a nice flying plane. Let's make a right-hand turn here, and as you come around, you're going to see. Actually, you're not going to see it. It's pretty hazy today. Fantasy of flight is this way, about 12 kilometers, I think. You'll see as you come around. You'll see. There's a couple of water towers. It's going to take us a while to get back. So we'll kind of, if you want to stay down low like this, that's fine. And then once we get back a little closer to the town, we'll go up a little higher.
Okay.
You know, again, the great thing about the Boeing Stearman is, you know, not only is it a really good airplane and strong airplane, but the parts availability of it are very, very good. The parts are expensive, but I can still get any part for this airplane that I want tomorrow. And it's not built by Boeing, certainly, anymore, but because they built so many of these airplanes, they built a lot of spare parts.
Good, yeah.
We want to go this way.
I can see the tower there.
Yeah, there's a tower. Now you can see them. There's two towers. There's the one on the right is the
red and white.
The red and white one's on the one on the left.
Okay.
There's actually 3 towers, and then when you get a little closer, there'll be a white one. Don't want to go to the white one. That's a prison.
Okay, no, I don't want to go.
No, we don't want to go there. There we go. Now, you know, I fly all year long for the summertime like this because the wintertime is cold. You know, it's not cold, but for this, it's kind of cold when it's, you know, 50 degrees or less. But it's bumpy in the wintertime. It's windy. You know, the winds are blowing like 20. In the summertime, the winds are always fairly calm, 5 to 10. It's already warm at 7 o'clock in the morning. The air is stable and calm like this. It's really, really nice to fly. I really, really enjoy it. And people enjoy flying it when it's not bumpy, obviously. All right, now we're getting a little closer. Now you can see the water towers there. And what we'll do is, about another 2 miles or so, we'll climb back up. We're going to be shooting a straight-in approach to runway 13. And Alejandro, I'm going to have you do the landing here today. First time on grass. But it's really, really nice ideas. We're going to keep it a little bit on the high side
Okay.
And then you can chop the power. Now I know for people who fly airlines, that makes you maybe a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
But if you don't bring the power to idle, it won't stop flying. So we're gonna chop the power, and you come down and you flare the airplane. Now you just listen to it.
Okay.
Because with the power at idle, you know that the airplane will stall when it sticks in your lap. So we know that, we're listening to it, we know what it sounds like when it stalls with no power. It's really, really quiet. And then we never ever get on the brakes with it. So let's go ahead and add some power. We'll head back up a little higher here. 75. There we go. Perfect. 1850 on the throttle. That's great right there. It's only going to give you on a day like today at this airspeed, 400 feet per minute rate of climb is all you get. But, if it's World War II, if you want something that performs well, if you're just patient, they'll give you a Mustang in about another 6 months. There we go.
But it's doing considerably well, considering one engine, two people, hot day.
Yeah.
It's not bad, actually.
It's not. There we go. At this point, you can see your runway. It's on the far side of the lake. You see the little gap in the trees. That's where your runway is.
See the tower, see the lake. Yeah.
All right, we'll head over towards that.
And the threshold is at the end of the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we're going to be flying over the city. And we'll keep the propeller below 19. There we go. So as long as we're at 800 or 900 feet, we're going to be flying up right over a bridge, and then we're going to drop back down again.
Okay.
Cool. What you never want to do with this is drag it in with a lot of power, because if you have a high power setting and you're low, you can't see the runway. So you got to hang your head over the side, and it's not what you want. The idea is if you're a little bit higher than normal on final, you can bring the power back in there and then lower the nose, and the runway's right ahead of you, just like in your Airbus. What I'd like you to do is let's go fly over the end of the lake right there, and then we'll go over. So we're not flying over. There's a church and there's a school down there. We'll avoid all that.
I think I lost you now.
Just go straight. Just go at the smallest part of the city up here.
Okay.
So we're not over anybody's house. We're a little bit low, but we're landing. So it's all good. It's all legal.
I see the runway ahead of us.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Just keep it at this altitude right here for now.
Okay.
There you go. I can see the runway there as well. It's strange, this morning it was a little breezy. It was blowing about 11 knots, and now it's blowing less than 5. So yeah, keep the power right where it's at, because if we lost the engine right here, we're not making the runway at all.
Okay.
Let's go a little bit more to your right, a little bit more, and we'll get over the water before we'll dog leg it over to your left. There we go, because there's a school right there.
Gotcha. I can see what you mean. You're trying to avoid the school and the church.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
All right, now we can start making our way to your left. Airspeed's right on the money, 75. That's what we're liking. That's what she likes. Perfect. Now, at this point, just focus in on listening to the whistle of the wind in the wires. You can hear the whistle. Perfect. Looking good. So the idea is when you come down, you start your flare, just pick up those runway markers.
Yeah,
you'll want to add a little bit of power. Yeah, add a little power. There we go. We'll get some buffet from the trees here. There we go. Now we'll bring the power, chop the power to idle. Now look straight ahead. Don't look left. There we go. Now keep it off the ground. Keep it off the ground. All right. Now it's not over.
Oh, now the tail.
Yeah, exactly. Now just look straight ahead. Just jab on those pedals like it's a boxing match. Right around here, it's going to start going all over the place because we're losing tail authority, or maybe not. Nice job. Cool, man. Make a left-hand turn. Head on back to our ramp area. Good job. See, now here's the deal. You you just landed this thing, you're like, man, that was easy. It's easy because it's grass. This airplane on pavement is not exactly. It's totally different. And then we'll make a right-hand turn. We'll start heading on into our new standard biplane there.
Trying to go
There
beside
we
the
go,
board. The body there.
Yeah. And it's got a fabulous tail wheel steering system on it. We'll make a left-hand turn, start heading over towards that fence area. So you got to trust me on this. So we'll just hold her here, nice and slow. That little young lady is looking at you. Go straight, 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 straight. Yeah, keep on going. You got to trust me. Go all the way to the right, all the way to the right. And the tail will just swing around and. Now to shut her down, just bring your mixture control all the way back to lane. Take one more deep whiff. You'll smell that 100 octane that you like so much. Great job.